then, just maybe why does it seem like most of these people who are FIRE are do-it-yourselfers? And then maybe some thought process on why some people would prefer to delegate some of this stuff away to other people. Just curious on your thoughts and what you see in your practice.
Yeah, so I think, in terms of intentionality, as we talked about, like that's one of the core things of this FIRE movement. Intentionality also means being frugal, typically. You have to be careful about the thin line between being cheap and frugal, right? And cheap usually means that it hurts somebody else, not just you, right? Versus frugal is just kind of like you're sacrificing something for yourself. But in terms of that frugality, a lot of people on the path to financial independence, they'd rather spend their time than their money. Right. So if they're trying to save and invest a lot of money, that means they're spending less money, but that means they're investing more of their time in terms of becoming educated. Sometimes I've met people who are not financial advisors who know more than financial advisors just because they've gone so deep into the weeds of their own education. I like what you said about DIY investors, as we call them do-it-yourself investors, but just because you're a do-it-yourself investor doesn't mean you have to do it alone. And with that said, we even say do-it-yourself investor, right? Investing is only one of like the 25 topic areas that I cover in financial planning, right? Choosing investments, like making trades on your investments, like that's just a very small part. Thankfully, we spent most of this time talking about the other things, not not choosing the best mutual funds and all those things, right? But yeah, even if you feel like you have what I call the time, the temperament, and talent to manage your own investment, your trades, right, and your investment management, that doesn't mean, first of all, it doesn't mean that's the only part of financial planning. There are about 25 other topic areas that I've identified. We can maybe put maybe a list of those in the show notes if you have room for them. Sure. But also, so sometimes it's worth spending not just your time, but some money getting personalized guidance, right? So the difference between just going to Google and typing in your financial questions versus like hiring a financial planner or financial advisor is that when you type, Google and all these AI tools, right? They're really good at answering your questions, but they're not good at making sure you're asking yourself the right questions.
Yeah.
Right. So I think that the highest and best use of a financial planner and hiring a financial planner is to go beyond the general education and really understand which elements of this education actually apply to my personal situation. I'll kind of end here on what financial planning is. This is perfect for the islands of Hawaii, right? Imagine you have two islands, right? One island is your comprehensive financial ecosystem, right? Everything in your life with a number on it. There's another island that is your family's unique values and desired outcomes. The financial plan is the bridge or the boat ride or the ferry ride between those two things, right? So your island is not your financial plan, right? Your values is not your financial plan. Your money isn't your financial plan. The plan is the connection between those two things. So not until you align all parts of everything in your life with a number on it with what really matters to you and your family, do you actually have a financial plan? So whether it's learning on your own, hiring a financial planner, those are great ways. I just want everybody to, this is a challenge for everybody listening, within the next year, I want you to be able to say, yes, we have a bridge between our money and our life. And we've been intentionally building that bridge and now implementing intentionally toward building that bridge on the path to early retirement.
The opinions and statements presented on this show are for general information only and are not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations. Never make any investment or financial decisions based on information offered on this show without first consulting your financial, legal, or tax advisor. All economic and performance information mentioned on the show is historical in nature and is not indicative of any future results. All indices mentioned on this show are unmanaged and cannot be invested in directly. All information is believed to be from reliable sources. However, we make no representation as to its completeness or accuracy. Lastly, all opinions expressed by Jason Cutitta and any guests on the show are solely their own opinions and do not reflect the opinions of or are endorsed by ToBA Financial. For Jason Cutitta, investment advisory services are offered through ToBA Financial LLC, a registered investment advisor offering advisory services in the state of Hawaii and in other jurisdictions where exempt from registration.